Hey guys, just doing my hair a little bit. I'm gonna wait for you guys to get in and give you guys a quick second. Hi Zio, hi Mary, hi Stephanie, Angelica, Ava, hey everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Hi Bridget. I'm just getting my hair oiled up, I guess. I have some hair oil. I'm getting my roots. Good morning, Sonia. So today's Live Miss episode is going to be all on divine feminine in energy, and ooh, happy winter solstice. I had no idea. Thank you for bringing that up. I wish I knew more about the winter solstice, honestly, but we'll get into it. I'm gonna wait for the video to get to at least 2,000 likes, because every time I say 1,000, you guys get there in like 0.01% of a second, and I have no time to do anything. So yes, I'm gonna wait till it gets to 2,000 likes and then we'll get started. Today's live is gonna be all about divine feminine energy, how the divine feminine evolves and feels a twin flame connection. Good afternoon, Christina. Blessed solstice, I like that. And it's gonna be a get ready with me. We're actually gonna do a get ready with me. Last time I kind of just said, you know what, F it, I'm not even gonna put on the makeup. But today we are gonna put on the makeup, so. And my mirror's up there, so if I keep looking that way, that is why. Let's see. And today's day 16 of Live Miss. Thank you to everyone who's been keeping up and coming to Live Miss every time it's on. It's been really fun, and at the end of today's live, I'm going to do a Q&A. We're going to read some shadow work from the shadow work book or the shadow work journal. What else are we going to do? I'm going to tell you about the rest of this Live Miss series because we're coming to an end. Oh, hi from Canada. From Canada, right? All right, and I'm, obviously, I always like to cheat when I do my makeup, and I will use, when I say cheat, I mean I have like little tricks to get it done. Okay. Wow, I can't believe we have 100 people watching right now, because that is crazy. We normally only get like 20, 30, so it's pretty crazy how much we've grown in the short time that we've been doing Live Miss this month. We're almost at 1,000 likes. See, 2,000 likes is a good goal. So yes, I'll get started. We'll into the information as soon as we hit 2,000 likes. Every time, I'm telling you, every time I say 1,000, it goes too fast for me, you guys. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get started with my makeup. I'm gonna do a look I recently did. Oh my god, you guys are going so fast. We're already at 1.2 thousand likes. Okay, I'm gonna try my best. Your messages are always for me. Oh, I'm glad my messages resonate. Tomorrow's Live Miss, if you guys are looking for a reading, not a personal reading, but a collective reading, that's tomorrow's Live Miss. We're gonna do a collective reading. All right, we're getting close to 2,000 likes, and as soon as we hit that, we will get started with today's information. And again, today's live is all about divine feminine energy. Wow, we just hit 2,000. All right, so today's live, you guys, is how divine feminine evolves and feels in a twin flame connection, and is the goddess calling you? So if you're a divine feminine and you don't know about working with goddess energy, this is going to be a really good live for you. And remember, we will be doing a Q&A at the end of today's live, so please hold your questions till then, but I'll be keeping an eye on it. So thank you, Danielle. All right, so before we get into the presentation and what you guys are going to learn today, I am going to just let you know a little bit about me. So if you're new here, my name is Soledad. You guys can call me Sol, that's S-O-L. And here we like to merge not only spirituality, but psychology and philosophy into spiritual terms and concepts so that I can give you a very grounded and well-rounded perspective so that you can make your own decisions, right? This isn't trying to sway you anyway. This is about broadening the conversation. And today's Live Miss is Live Miss Day 16, all about divine feminine energy, and is part of the 21 days of Twin Flame Connections. And this series I really created for you so that you can better understand Twin Flame Connections and navigate it. But if you decide that you're not on a twin flame connection, we also talk about soulmates and divine counterparts and how to heal and grow on a spiritual journey so that you can attract the true divine love that you desire. And a little bit about me, if you don't know at all, I am a tarot card reader. I've done over 500 personal readings alone. I specialize in love readings, specifically twin flames, but we also go into soulmates and karmic connections. And I also do past soul life regression readings. Now, I am writing a book on twin flames right now, which is kind of what sparked the whole Live Miss on twin flames. And unlike the books in the market that are currently out, this book is not a personal recollection of my experience or any experiences that my clients have had. Instead, this is a guide, a tracking journal. We go into the history of twin flames, how the concept has developed over time, and it really is meant to help you identify if you have a twin flame so that you can, again, better navigate that journey. But if not, I go through all the basic, spiritual concepts that help you attract love regardless. And again, this is a tracking journal and guide. So there's a lot of information here. We do have custom designs, so you're not going to find any of this information. At least what I found is that a lot of this information that we have in this one source is kind of spread out. So we go into manifestation. Hi, Wafa Kato. I don't know, is that your username? Thank you, Jackie. And yes, it's Sol, S-O-L, like the sun in Spanish. El Sol. What was I saying? Yeah, so anyways, that's what makes this book different is, again, it's a guide, it's a tracking journal. I teach you how to incorporate meditation and other exercises, not only spiritual but psychological as well, to help you attract true divine love, to heal and evolve. So yes, that's that about my book. And yeah, so let's get into what you will learn in today's live. So today I'm going to be giving you an overview of divine feminine energy, characteristics. I'm going to reference a few parts of my book so you'll get a little sneak peek about kind of what we talk about in my book in regards to divine feminine energy, why the divine feminine is considered to be the spiritual twin, and how the divine feminine evolves in your twin flame connection, and as the twin flame connection deepens, how separation can affect a divine feminine, working with goddess energy to heal and evolve the divine feminine, and then we'll be doing a little reading on the shadow workbook. I don't know where it's at actually, gotta find that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That'll be at the end. And of course, I will have a Q&A, and I will also be talking about how the rest of Live Miss is going to go and what we're going to be talking about for the last few days. Because after this, we only have 4 more days of Live Miss left, and I have a few different things planned for you guys. So let me actually start lining my eyes, and we'll go into an overview of divine feminine energy. If you watch the Live Miss episode, day 14, where we went into divine masculine energy and how the divine masculine evolves and feels throughout a twin flame connection, then you kind of already know this overview information. But for those of you who are just tuning in, this is basically the difference between the divine feminine and masculine. So I'm actually just going to use this color. You can see I use it a lot because I've hit pan. It's called 5 a.m. And I'm actually going to use this to line my eyes. And as I'm lining my eyes, we will talk about divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So here are some of the differences, right? So with divine feminine, you are more innately in tune with your spiritual side and the energy of the universe. There's more of a connection and awareness and feeling. So it's a very dynamic energy, and it can be closely, I wouldn't say closely related to, but associated with, right? So when we think of divine feminine energy, we always think of creation, maintenance, but divine Shakti energy is actually related to destruction energy as well. But divine feminines are known to be nurturing and all of that, right? Whereas divine masculine energy is considered Shiva energy, so it's more under the surface, subconscious energy. It can be polarizing because it's both literal and metaphorical. It can be destruction, but it can also be regeneration. I'm just gonna quickly do my eyeliner here. I feel like I kind of made this a little bit too thick. Yeah, okay. And I did talk about this. I have a whole live on the differences between divine masculine and feminine energies and how to know which one you are in a twin flame journey. I believe that's day 3 live miss, if I'm not wrong. I have a whole playlist on YouTube called 21 Days of Twin Flame Connections, and you can watch all of the replays and any of the live miss episodes that I'm referencing here, there, if you're lost or if you're curious. But let me show you guys. Oh, hey Bubba. Bubba's here. He's like, how can I get on the bed? Hey Bubbies. You can get on the bed. Go ahead. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. He's so cute. Let me show you guys. I did do an episode I have a chapter on divine masculine and feminine energies in my book. I think that's on page 55, 57. Here it is, 59. So this is actually chapter 7. So navigating the twin flame experience for divine feminine versus divine masculine. And I kind of give you guys a little chart. This is just like a basic overview on how you can tell the difference. Isn't Bubba so adorable? He is, right? Oh, he's so cute. So divine feminine energy is receptive, nurturing, embracing, soft, and compassionate, whereas divine masculine energy is protective. They have more of a need to challenge and prove themselves. They're very solution-oriented, and they love self-improvement, self-transformation, but it can also be fight or flight, right? So that runner-chaser dynamic goes into it. So that's kind of an overview of divine feminine versus divine masculine energy. So let's get into how the divine feminine evolves in the twin flame connection as the twin flame journey moves forward and the relationship deepens. Yes. Oh, I love that for you, Jackie. I hope it is. Okay. So let me continue doing my eyes here, but I am going to be just talking as I'm doing my makeup. I'm trying to get better at that. This series has challenged me in many ways. Actually, I'm going to add some glitter. There's this glitter right here. It's called All In. We're going to add some glitter. So yes, in the very beginning stages of you attracting divine love, whether it is a twin flame, divine counterpart, or really just going through a spiritual awakening, divine feminine always goes through the spiritual awakening before divine masculine, in a twin flame connection particularly. Not to say that they can't already have connections spiritually or even be religious or, whatever that is for them. It manifests differently, but an awakening to the connection specifically, right? So with that being said, in the very beginning, you'll feel love like you've never felt it for anyone or anything, right? So love starts flowing through the connection. You start aligning with the energy of love. One of the lessons that you learn in twin flame connections for both twins, but it manifests for divine feminine in a very specific way, is unconditional love, right? So a lot of people will experience things like meeting their twin and, you know, they may have this radical patience and acceptance of their issues and their behaviors. If you were somebody who is used to being very emotional or responsive, you take a step back to really be thoughtful with your responses when it comes to your person. It really removes yourself from the equation. Thank you, Adeline. I appreciate the little team bracelet thing, is so cute. And thank you, Jackie, for being so active here in the chat. I see you, girl. I appreciate you. Yeah. And ego death, right? That's part of accepting the love, the unconditional love. Another way that the divine feminine can experience and evolves as the twin flame relationship deepens is a telepathic connection. And a telepathic connection, one, I know is a very controversial thing to even bring up because there is no 3D proof of it, right? And it can just get complicated, right? So when we talk about telepathic connections, it can be emotional, so you can feel your person's emotions. I know a lot of clients will tell me that they are going through something very emotional or need emotional support, but they're not necessarily reaching out, or they're in the brink of crying or something, and then their twin calls them or something like that. So that's an emotional telepathic connection that you can have with your twin flame innately, and without them really knowing what's going on, they can call you and just be like, hey, are you okay? I just felt the need to call you in this instant. So that's something very common that I hear a lot in my own personal readings, and that clients share with me, you know. Something else could be a telepathic connection with your thoughts. So almost like finishing each other's sentences, or bringing something up that the other person hasn't mentioned yet, but you just happen to bring it up, right? You never, like, realizing you had something in common, or you are interested in the same thing without telling each other and bringing it up, and you being like, oh yeah, like I'm also into that, or oh yeah, like I experienced this thing about that earlier today, or something like that, right? Another thing is telepathic connection through your dreams. It is possible to have dreams with your twin flame. It's actually a very common thing, especially for divine feminine. What do you guys think of the eye? I think it's good. I think it's fine. Another symptom and way that the divine feminine feels the connection is through an intensified spiritual awakening and the purging of karma, right? So you may have already been working on sifting through your karma and going through a spiritual awakening as a divine feminine, but once you meet your twin, they can rapidly intensify the process of a spiritual awakening or of karma purging, right? So we're going to tackle both topics there, both concepts, but first let's talk about the spiritual awakening part. So let me finish this eyeliner here. But yes, so the spiritual awakening part is you may be going through, a reemergence of faith, questioning your old beliefs. Like, for example, I was atheist for a long time, then I started going to therapy, and once I started having that breakdown of, okay, what's got me here isn't going to get me there, and clearly this is not working, I need to change. I started opening myself back up again, inner child healing, all that good stuff. I was going through a spiritual awakening that I didn't even realize that I was going through, and when I met my twin, it completely intensified it, and almost like I knew I was being nudged during the spiritual awakening, the things that needed to get changed. But once this person came into my life, who I believe or have believed is my twin, in that moment, they intensified the awakening without them doing anything, right? Just their presence in my life. And it pushed me to really cut ties with a lot of the karmic situations that I was in. They were able to, and it's not like they were like, hey, you should leave this person, but their energy was kind of what spoke to me, not their words. So it's not a controlling thing. It's not like, oh, they're telling me to do these things. I already wanted to do these things. Now I felt like I had the support to really be able to do these things. And again, it wasn't even money or anything like that. It was literally just, oh, I have a friend. I have someone who sees me for who I am. It was that kind of energy. And sometimes we go through these things and we don't even realize that it's the other person's energy that's helping us, right? So it's very normal, and it's okay if you experience that as well. All right, and then karma purging. So yeah, that's a perfect segue. Let's get into the karma purging. There were a lot of, I'm going to use myself as an example, and I don't want to give you guys too many details because, again, with the whole karma purging thing, sometimes somebody can be a lovely person and they're just not right for you, or you can trigger each other in damaging ways, or you can, my mom is yelling right now. Like, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so people can be great. They can be lovely people, lovely individuals, but they're just not for you, and that's okay. You need to realize, if those people are serving your highest good, if they're enabling you. So that's right, Cindy. That is, yeah. I thought my mom was here. Sounds just like her. No, my mom is just, she's teaching the youth right now about relationships and personal things with other people that are younger in the house. But anyways, it's just, she's very passionate about it. She's a Hispanic mom, you know, what are we gonna do? Yeah, so the things that I was gonna do, I already knew I had to do these things. These were a long time coming. I was just afraid to take those chances and to have those tower moments go. So a lot of people will find this experience where they meet their twin and they're unhappy in their current relationships, right? Whether those are friendships, family dynamics, work dynamics, or romantic dynamics. And that's actually a very common thing, and it's part of some of the obstacles that you can face in twin flame connections. And so it's the divine feminine's role and job to kind of be the leader in that. With that comes the releasing of codependency, right? Any emotional attachments, facing your fears. And this is a process. Don't compare your process to anybody else's. I just want to be really clear on that. It's not, all these things can happen in the beginning stages as well as the union stages of your twin flame connection. So again, it's not really like, stages is kind of implying that there's a linear way or a step-by-step, but it isn't. Not in this concept, right? And not in spirituality. There never is. So don't put yourself in a box or limit yourself. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, and I'm gonna do this really quickly. Oh no, I messed that up. Ooh. Let's calm that down a little bit. Hold up, you guys. Oh no. I need a moment, you guys. I just need a moment to focus on this. Okay. We're gonna fix the line, but yeah, it's better. Oh, thank you. You are too kind, Bree. Oh. We're gonna fix this, I promise. I promise you guys, we're gonna fix it. Oh, there we go. It's getting better already. Okay. I know that looks a little rough, but quite honestly, I really don't have the time or patience to do that right now because I have to do a bunch of stuff after this live, and I think it's good enough. It's good enough, I feel. Oh, my hair got stuck here. Okay. We're just gonna glitter the house down right now and just add a bunch of glitter. I also use the glitter to blend this out. Sorry guys, I had to take a moment to take care of my eye because otherwise it was gonna make me anxious all day. Just trying to fix it. Whatever, I mean, that's fine. That works. Ooh. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. I think it looks good. It's fine. Okay. Oh, my back. Okay. I don't know why the lighting in my room is so good today. I'm like really feeling it. Let's grab. You guys know I like to kind of clean up the edges. I'm glad. I see you guys interacting in the comments and it makes me so happy as well. So let me do this. All right, you guys, let's get back into it. So releasing codependency, right? It's not just exclusive to romantic connections, and it's not just exclusive to outside your twin flame connection. Part of separation is releasing codependency with your twin, and that's actually something that the twins mirror each other. Divine masculine also sees this, and a lot of, because I do readings for divine masculines as well, and this is actually the crazy part. I feel like I channel a lot of divine feminines, right? So a lot of my readings is usually through the divine feminine point, and I will get divine masculines who come in, right? It doesn't matter if they're female or male. These are energies that are within all of us, but both, right, come in. You know, I have women that resonate more with being divine masculine, and I have men that resonate more with being divine masculine, right? They'll come in and they'll automatically tell me, I can already tell you that you've helped me realize that I am more my masculine, and your readings resonate with me because they're not something that's happening to me. They're things that I'm doing to other people. Like, that is my situation, that is my problem. And it's just, so releasing codependency, sometimes divine masculines run because they realize that they're being too codependent or too attached. They're afraid of that attachment with divine feminine. So that's actually very normal, right? And then the fifth thing that divine feminines feel and evolve, and this is a big one again for both twins, but we're talking about divine feminine specifically, is heart chakra opening. Heart chakra opening, we kind of already talked about that in the Kundalini episode. What live miss episode was that? Does anyone remember? I think I wrote it down. Hold on. Let me look. Kundalini awakening. Oh, that was live missed day 13. And I think that actually is not up yet, but should be up later today. So if you missed that, that's a really powerful one. Kundalini energy awakening and twin flame connections, especially if you feel like you're about to have a spiritual awakening or have gone through one. This is a very big one. But that's outside the point. So why is the divine feminine considered the spiritual twin? Right? Well, one, divine feminine always leads in the twin flame connection, specifically spiritually, because divine feminine is more innately connected with spirituality and God, source, universe, whatever you believe in, right? And divine feminines are also associated with qualities like receptivity, nurturing, emotional depth, right? On the other hand, divine masculine is a little bit more associated with the qualities of like action and strength and logic and protection, which we kind of already touched on. And if you guys, weren't aware, that is a really good question, Raven. Let's bookmark that. Let's take note. We're going to answer it in the Q&A because I don't want to get off track. And I'm limited on time right now, but we will definitely answer that. So, divine feminine and masculine energies exist within all of us, but traditionally in a twin flame connection, there's one twin that embodies one more than the other, or that is the other one, right? Because twin flames are a soul cut in half. And so these energies can be more prominent within either twin at different times. But initially, the spiritual twin is the divine feminine. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean the female person. It's just the one that's more spiritual than the other counterpart. And so instead of looking at this as an individual thing, or instead it signifies that at a particular point in the journey, this individual, right, the more spiritual twin, may feel more attuned to the qualities of being a divine feminine. And so the idea and the concept of being the spiritual twin is balancing, harmonizing the purification process. We talked about the purification process in the Kundalini Awakening Life Miss episode 813. Purging, we talked about that as well, purging the intensities of this connection. And purging takes time, right? Especially during separation. If you feel like, months later, things are still coming up and you're still finding yourself crying at times or feeling your divine masculine energies around you, that is normal. It's not going to take a day or two. It's not going to take an hour. It would be too intense for your body, right? Because what you're purging is a very intense and profound connection, and you're evolving. So it is going to take time. It could take months. It could take years. You need to give yourself that grace. I just wanted to be very clear on that, because I feel like a lot of people judge themselves for still not being over someone, or still having thoughts or dreams about certain people in their life. And again, it's not about shutting that part of you down. It's about questioning it and saying, why am I feeling this way? If you're feeling dissatisfied in your life, instead of saying, oh, I'm not grateful, you can definitely think about the things you're grateful for, but there's also a place to think about why you're feeling that way. What is it that you are being, what is it that your intuition is trying to tell you about this, right? And the spiritual growth and evolution of both individuals in the twin flame connection involves a process of integrating and balancing these divine energies. And as the journey progresses, the roles and energies are going to shift, allowing each twin to learn, grow, and contribute to the overall spiritual development of the connection. So it's not always going to be the divine feminine's role to do that. And it's not always going to be, oh, I'm feeling this more and I feel like my twin doesn't feel anything at all. It's not always going to be like that. So there is hope. There's a silver lining there, right? I'm going to put on a little bit of makeup, but we are like some eye makeup down here. But what we're going to talk about next is how separation affects the divine feminine, because as you all already know, and you've already heard me talk about it, twin flame connections cause a very disruptive energy change and shift in your life, right? For the divine feminine, it's a deeply profound connection, and during separation, you feel the intensities of it. You really purge out these intense emotions. And there is no correct order. Separation can happen at any point. It's not like this thing that you just pass and then you never have to deal with it again. For some people, that's the case, but don't compare yourself to other people's journeys. You are exactly where you need to be right now. And so with that, let's just talk about the truth here. The separation phase in a twin flame connection is very significant and often a very challenging phase, right? We're not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy. However, it is believed that separation, and we have a whole Life Miss episode on that as well, so we go deeper, but for the purposes of this, it is believed that separation serves a purpose in spiritual growth and development for both individuals involved, right? So during this period, you as the divine feminine may focus more on your own personal healing, self-discovery, and spiritual evolution, which is what you're supposed to be doing. And so let's go over some of the things that you may experience. First of all, there is a deep innate push for inner healing. So The divine feminine goes through a process of deep inner healing during separation. Oh my gosh, I don't want to get my eye with my finger. Yeah. This could involve, addressing past wounds, releasing emotional baggage, cultivating self-love and self-awareness, which leads us to our second point, and that is spiritual growth. So oftentimes, let me actually grab this before, here we go. Oftentimes, separation is viewed as an intense time for spiritual growth, specifically for divine feminine. You will feel this first and you will feel it more intensely, right? Because it's your job to alchemize and balance out these energies and bring back harmony and ultimately awaken the divine masculine energetically, right? There's nothing you can say. It's more of what you're doing with yourself and your energy. And the more you heal yourself, the more you're healing your twin. It's very true. And the divine feminine is going to undergo a deep spiritual awakening. You're going to gain insight on your life purpose. 1 second. See? Thought somebody was knocking. Yep. Mirroring is where you learn so many lessons. You're going to develop a stronger connection to your own higher conscious, to your higher self, right? And it's a beautiful process to go through. You don't have to do it alone, but it can feel very isolating. It can also bring up a lot of insecurities when you're going through separation. But it pushes you to really become better for yourself. And the things that you've been avoiding, like there were a lot of health issues that I was avoiding in my last relationship. And, meeting my twin really made me like, damn, I really got to face these things. I really can't keep living my life like this, and that's a process that I'm still working through, is dealing with that aspect of my life that I ignored for a really long time. The third aspect is such a beautiful gift, but you have to hit rock bottom. You have to let out all the negativity, the anger. You have to release anger. Releasing anger is such an important lesson for divine feminine specifically, because us as divine feminines can really feel sometimes like you are a pushover, like you're being walked all over, or like you're not allowed to express anger, because it's just not like a woman thing, right? Like women are supposed to be soft and compassionate. Like, anger is just not seen as sexy or branded like that in societal norms in general. So it can be challenging to release anger, but it's really important. So when you find that your twin does something that makes you really angry, there's a reason for that. Express that anger in healthy ways. Obviously, don't go break somebody's car or take it out on anybody else. No, find healthy ways to express and validate that anger, right? Because your angry side is the side of you that loves you the most and is telling you this is wrong. You need to feel some type of way about it, right? And so the separation phase can be emotionally challenging, specifically so emotionally challenging, and you build emotional resilience through this, okay? The divine feminine may learn to cultivate emotional resilience, detachment, and trust in divine timing of the union. The more that you feel like you are finding yourself ruminating, trying to control the other person, that is the first steps to detachment. So don't be mad at yourself, honor your feelings, but it's important to also release them. At some point, you're choosing to relive the negativity. So it's really important to release and go with the flow. But it's also important to give yourself time and grace, because everybody has a different time as to how long it takes to release that. For some of you, it can be instant within like the hour. For others of us, it can take days or months, weeks. It just depends, right? And it can be brought up again or be triggered, because sometimes you release a lot. It's a lot for your body, and then you get put in situations where you get triggered again, and that's normal. The fourth thing that you may experience is reconnection with yourself. Feeling like you had a mask on, or feeling like you needed to perform or nurture others, and now pouring that energy back into yourself. which is such a beautiful thing. Again, all these things are beautiful gifts that you're getting from the universe, from your twin, because of the separation. So eventually, yes, it's normal to feel resentment and anger towards your twin, but you're meant to feel those things. In the moment, it sucks, but you're meant to feel those things so that you can release them. And the gifts that you get afterwards are honestly so worth it. And it's such a beautiful experience, right? And so separation can lead to a deep, profound reconnection with oneself, right? You're not meant to have this person or this connection be the center of your life. And divine feminine may rediscover their own strengths and passions and desires, which will really foster a strong sense of empowerment for yourself, of independence from your twin flame connection. Don't feel guilty about it at all. Exactly. These are all gifts that you get from releasing them. And trust me, they'll be back. Don't they always? And if they don't come back, then maybe that's a sign within itself. And, you know, you may have dealt with a false twin flame. And that's okay. It's also okay to label someone and then be wrong about it. I feel like so many people, especially on the internet, are just so like, you get attached to the idea of who is your twin and trying to understand their behaviors and all of that, when really it's not even about them. It truly isn't. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to say, actually, I thought that was my twin, but I'm sorry, it wasn't. And that's okay. It's okay to think you are going to have a twin flame journey and then not experience it. It's okay to be wrong. Spirituality, even tarot card, right? It's an art. It's an ever-developing thing. And it's individualized to your soul and what it needs to experience. Oh, thank you. I love how you guys have been so interactive in the comments today. We'll talk about false twin flame indicators for the Q&A. I'll give you guys a quick brief, but and I did actually do a whole episode on that as well. That's a really important episode if you believed you may be in a false twin flame connection. I think I did 9 signs that you're in a false twin flame connection, and that's up on my YouTube right now. And no, you don't always have to meet a false twin, right? But they do serve a really important purpose. So don't, again, it's not like you were fooled or anything. It's all working for you and not against you. And now let's talk about the balancing energies, because we touched on it and I'm sure y'all are confused. Like, what do you even mean by that? Like, what am I doing? Am I a sorcerer or something? You know, a lot of this stuff you're doing through your own self-healing. So it's not really something you have to think about. You just do it by being you. Oh, girl, the mukbang. I'm going to talk about that at the end of this live, actually. I'm glad you brought that up, Andrea, and it's good to see you here. We're going to do it. We're gonna do it, but I'm gonna talk about that at the end of today's live. So get your Uber Eats ready or your kitchens ready, because we're gonna mukbang together. So balancing the energies. So the separation phase allows for divine feminine to balance out the energies, the intense energies that you can feel when you meet your divine masculine, right? Both individuals work on aligning their own divine essence and contributing to the eventual reunion in a more harmonious and balanced state. So that's really, really important. And how do you work on balancing out your own energy and in turn balancing out the energy of your twin? There is somebody I'm going to reference. Her name is Sabrina Lynn. I think her YouTube channel is called Rewilding with Sabrina Lynn, and she talks a lot about working with goddess energy. So if you felt the calling to work with a specific goddess, this is the part that you're going to want to pay attention to, and her account has endless information on it. So, and there's others too, but she's just one that I personally like, so I wanted to recommend her, right? So the calling. when you receive a calling, for me, it was literally my clairaudience going off and I heard Lilith calling. She literally said her name and I freaked out. I thought it was like a demon or something. I really did not know. I really did freak out. I was like, ooh, what is that? But as I learned more about dark feminine energy and Lilith in specific, she's actually a really good goddess to work for beginning kundalini awakening and just goddess work in general, right? Because Lilith is an expression of somebody who's been contained and always felt like they were never good enough. And finally, when she was freed, it's almost like needing to free that wild side inside of you, which can manifest in many different names, right? So, and again, that channel that I recommended is called Rewilding with Sabrina Lynn. Amazing, amazing work that she does on there. So the calling should not be something that you dive into all at once, right? Let it reveal itself to you. And know that there's many kinds of awakenings. We talk a lot about kundalini awakenings. Again, that's going to be out today, the replay, which is Live Miss episode 13. But there's so many, there's thousands of different types of awakenings, spiritual awakenings that one can have, right? The kundalini is just a specific one that a lot of twin flames go through, but it's not the only one. So there's like divine masculine awakenings, right? Where you experience like nothing, stillness, consciousness. But just know that it doesn't matter whether you have gone through one, are going through one, or haven't gone through one at all. You are always on time for your own soul journey. And Sabrina Lynn kind of breaks this down, so I'm going to reference her a little bit here, where she talks about the dormant stage and then the awakening or the in development stage. I feel like I'm in the in development stage, right? The dormant stage can literally just be like you going about your life. And then you have the awakening, the calling, whatever that experience is for you. And again, a good beginner goddess is Lilith, but whoever is calling to you, that is who your soul needs to work with first. Another good goddess to work with, especially if you are holding in a lot of pain, abuse, trauma, things that you've been through, is Medusa, especially if you are needing or being called to look more into sacral sexuality. I'm not going to go into that here because I went the opposite route. I didn't just release my sexual energy. I transmuted it into creative energy and I went celibate. I'm still celibate for what it is, right? So I wanted to kind of give you guys that quick disclaimer. I may not be the best for that because that's just not the route that I took, but don't feel bad if that is the route you need to take. It's all part of the healing journey, right? And again, don't compare your awakenings. You don't need to be going through a sexual awakening and giving love to everybody for that. If you're not experiencing that, like I didn't experience that, that's okay. Everybody, and if you aren't experiencing that, don't judge people who are, because again, everybody's in different stages and everybody has different things to work through. And what healed one person may not heal somebody else. So don't judge yourself and don't compare yourself. There's a vast amount of goddess energy and goddess awakenings, right, that we can learn about. It's so much that you wouldn't even be able to do it in this lifetime. Sabrina Lynn talks about we have like a pin of a lifetime here to work on this, and the vast energy is like universal. It's ever expanding, right? So yeah, you don't need to know everything. Just work on what you feel called to work on. And some other things that you can experience as you're working through goddess energy. Let me know if you guys want me to do a whole series on this, because I love working with goddesses. I have my own altars and I do work a lot with the angels. The angel series is coming out. But do you guys want me to do dark goddess energy or just working with goddesses in general? Like maybe even doing a workshop or a course or something like that. Or a live miss, maybe, but just on goddess energy and the different kinds of goddesses and working with angels. Like, do you guys think that that would be interesting? Okay. Y'all seem excited about it. Thank you, Jackie and Stephanie. Jen Rose. Yeah, I would love to talk more about the angels because they've specifically helped me out a lot. I feel like this is enough blush. That's enough pizza. That's enough slices. Am I getting the meme wrong? But yes, next year's content is very exciting. I'm really happy to be sharing this with you guys. Alrighty then. So my makeup is basically done. I'm just gonna add a little bit of liner down here. Let me see. I'm just gonna add a little bit down here. We're gonna finish off my makeup and then we're gonna get into the last part of today's live. And thank you guys for 11,000 likes. You all are amazing. I appreciate you, and I hope that this live miss series has helped you. I definitely love connecting with you guys in this way. And even after the live miss series, I am gonna do my best to start a new series or to just go live more often and connect with you guys. What palette do I use, Bridget? This is the Nikki Tutorials with Beauty Bay right here. The NT Nikki Tutorials with Beauty Bay palette. I don't know if it's still out. I think it was just like a limited edition thing, but this is what it looks like. And I use a lot of Beauty Bay stuff because I also use this one. This is old, clearly. It's like very, but I like to use a lot of browns and a few pops of color here and there. I feel like I was doing something. Oh, I was adding stuff to the bottom of my eyes. I really like the way this came out. I don't think I'm gonna do any lips. Well, I say that and then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add a little bit. This is a color called O Face. It's satin lipstick by e.l.f. So I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't really like to do too much. I'm just gonna tap it on. See how it gives like a really nice natural look? Also, the winter is killing me. And I'm breaking out a little bit, you guys. But the winter is killing my lips. So they've been getting all chapped. And I just bite the dead skin off because it's a bad habit. I know it is. I think that's good enough. I don't really do mascara because it's so hard to take off. That's why I use eyeshadow for eyeliner, because it's so much easier to take off, I think we're good here. I don't think I need to do anything else to my eyes or anything. And if you guys are curious about any makeup that I use, I have a list on my Amazon storefront with all of that in there. So, Raven. That's such a good idea. I've been thinking about it, like doing more ASMR things. I do have a second account and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, but I'm leaning towards vlogs, more like spiritual tips and ASMR things. So if you guys want me to start being more active on my second channel and give you guys more lifestyle but more spiritual things outside of love, like, let me know, because I'm really excited to start doing that. But again, I just don't know. Dude, ASMR, I've always loved ASMR things. So anyways, my makeup is done, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this look. Let's get the shadow workbook out. I'm gonna take you guys with me over here. Actually, I'm gonna walk backwards so you guys can't see my window. But look, I get these beautiful candles from a shop called Soul to Soul, and she has like these gorgeous goddess candles. I think you can buy them online. I've done hauls with them, so if you go on my TikTok, there's a playlist. I think it's called like witchy hauls or something, and I tag them in there. Here, let me show you guys these other candles. I also work with the Angel of Abundance, so I have a candle for her. Let me show you this other candle. That's Gina. Hold up, you guys. Oh. Look at this Isis candle. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Again, that's Soul to Soul. I love supporting small local shops, and the owner's so nice. Like, I actually feel like we're friends. Like, she's really cool and I go all the time. I'm gonna go today actually. And then the candles come with these cool little amulets. So the Isis one came with this. But anyways, what was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna grab my shadow book. Here we go, you guys. Let's read a little bit about shadow work. Damn, Jackie, I should just pay you because you just out here working overtime, greeting people. I appreciate you a lot, and I see the work you put in. And I didn't ask Jackie to do this. She's doing this on her own, which I absolutely love. So thank you so much. Okay. A little back crack. Oh, all love. Yes, I love that. Love your energy. Okay, so we kind of have already read some of this in a previous life, but I did want to do a little bit more because shadow work is a big part of the divine feminine journey, especially in separation, especially as you're evolving spiritually, right? I always say in order to evolve spiritually, you need to be mentally strong, so you can't ignore your mental health, your physical health when you are growing spiritually. It's actually really important that you're working on all of it simultaneously in a balanced manner. Okay, so understanding the psyche. Let's read this. Let's go into it. The psyche is a term used to describe the inner world of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It is the source of our experiences, motivations, and behaviors, and it is constantly evolving and changing throughout our lives. Understanding the psyche is key to understanding ourselves and the world around us. So Carl Jung is like the father of shadow work and so many other things, right? We talked about how he coined synchronicities and so many other things that we use today. The synchronicities episode is so good too, because we go into the science and the psychology of synchronicities, not just the spiritual aspect. So if you're curious and you want really well-rounded explanation of synchronicities and why you experience them, what they can mean, that Live Miss episode is amazing. It's already up, so you guys can go on my YouTube channel and it's already ready for you to view. And I always have timestamps, you guys. I know the lives are long, but you can go through the timestamps and click on the parts that you want to watch, right? Okay, so Jung believed that the psyche was composed of several distinct but interrelated parts, including the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. The conscious mind is a part of our psyche that is aware of our thoughts and experiences. The unconscious mind contains thoughts, feelings, and experiences that are outside of our conscious awareness. I actually talked about this when I was talking about the different types of intuition that exist. I have a video up on my channel, or on my TikTok actually. So if you're curious about where your intuition comes from, there's 3 different types of intuition. I'm not going to go too deeply into it here, but maybe I'll do a deeper video on it. But I did do a bit of a breakdown. So if you're new to your spiritual journey and you want to know how to identify what kind of intuition you're connecting with, that is a really good one. And we talk about the unconscious and conscious mind in that little video that I did for you guys. Okay, the conscious, where are we? Right here. The personal unconscious is the part of the psyche that contains repressed thoughts, feelings, and experiences. And this is the part that we work through a lot when we are going through a twin flame connection, right? The divine masculine, there's a lot that they repress, so they go through it more intensely, whereas divine feminine is more of a rediscovering and a reawakening, right? And dark goddess energy actually can help you reawaken gifts. So don't be afraid of dark goddess energy, by the way. All it means is your shadow side, right? It doesn't mean evil. Darkness doesn't mean evil, right? The dark and the light work together to bring you into balance. So the dark goddess energy can actually help you unveil things that have been repressed, experiences, or even reawaken gifts. Like, for example, if you're somebody who's very connected with people who have passed on and you're afraid of seeing ghosts, or you just don't want to deal with it, that's a part of you that may be a repressed gift that you can work through on how to control and better manage right? Through dark goddess work. So while the collective unconscious is the part of the psyche that contains archetypes, universal symbols and themes that are shared by all people. One of the key benefits of understanding the psychic is increased self-awareness, which we already know is what divine feminine works through in separation and as the twin flame connection continues and as the journey continues, right? When we have a greater understanding of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we can make more conscious choices to improve our relationships with others, reduce anxiety and emotional distress, and improve the relationship with ourselves, right? And how others affect us. And our environments too, not just people. So here, there is a really cool, like, diagram right here. We have the self, the ego. So the ego deals with your personal. The shadow is Amina. So that's actually, I believe, to be like a spiritual concept, kind of dealing with like universal energy. Okay. Oh, also, I'm going to do a Q&A after I finish reading this page. So any questions that you guys want to ask me, I'll answer a few. I know Raven had a really good question, I think, earlier on. So start asking the questions now. And as soon as I'm done reading this little page right here, we are going to get into a quick Q&A session. And then we'll talk about the rest of Live Miss and what it entails. So, Jung believed that exploring the psyche was essential for personal growth and individuation. Why can't I say that word? Individuation. Why? Individuation. Why is that word sounding weird to me? I bet if I like Google it and have the little voice thing, it's not going to be weird at all. But anyways, the process of becoming one's authentic self. He believed that by exploring the unconscious mind, we gain a deeper understanding of our motivations, reactions, and behaviors, and make changes to live more authentic lives. It's a big part of aligning with your twin flame. Taking off that mask. Again, that's a mirroring energy. Both twins experience that. Jung's theories have been highly influential in the field of psychology and have been further developed by other psychoanalytic theorists such as Sigmund Freud and Melanie Klein. Today, the study of the psyche is an interdisciplinary field that draws on psychology, neuroscience, philosophy, and spirituality. So this is a quote by Carl Jung. It says, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is a reaction, both are transformed." And I think this is so beautiful and so related to the twin flame journey. But again, it's not exclusive to that, right? All right, you guys, what questions do you guys have? Let's do a quick Q&A. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, y'all, I gotta go. But let's do a quick Q&A. Let's see. Oh, the false twin flames. Oh, you guys hear Booba snoring? Hold up. Let me show you guys. This little guy. Oh, hold up. He's moving. His little foot's moving. Booba. I don't want to wake him. He's so cute. We went on a really long WALK. I can't say the word because it will trigger him. So he's very tired. I like to do long walks with him. Oh. He woke up. He said, "What would you say?" Okay, so false twin flames, they have a very specific purpose. Many times the strongest purpose, or not the strongest, but what many people experience is the false twin flame will help awaken you to the idea of twin flames. But false twin flames, specifically, one of the more common signs that you're in a false twin flame connection is the more that you heal throughout the separation phase, the less that you feel their energy. Whereas in a true twin flame connection, you always feel your divine masculine's energy. That never really goes away. You just kind of let go of the resentment towards their energy, right? So that's a little bit about false twin flames. I hope that helps. The mukbang. So tomorrow's live, we're going to do a live collective reading. I'm actually going to do a reading for you guys. And it's about a message that I've been getting, but also I've seen and heard other tarot card readers talk about twin flame resurrection, right? Your twin flame coming for you next year and all of that. So we're going to do a reading on that. What does Spirit have to say about those messages? What's that process going to look like? We might separate out into different waves, but at the end of the day, you know, we're going to try to make it a big twin flame collective reading. So that's tomorrow, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. On Saturday, we're doing the mukbang. I'm going to be doing Venezuelan/Colombian food. I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing just yet, like ordering, because I really have been craving un buen pepito. But I also love Colombian empanadas. I love cachapas. I love arepas. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some tequeños too. We'll throw it in the mix. What else? Oh, so we're gonna be doing a watch along. We're gonna be breaking down the Netflix series Escaping Twin Flames. So it's a 3-episode series. So on Saturday we're gonna do a watch together and eat mukbang while we're watching that series. I'm gonna be pausing and giving you guys my feedback and just kind of breaking down a lot of the misconceptions in that series. So that's going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're going to watch that together, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I might do a mukbang on Sunday and Monday too, so you guys let me know what your suggestions are, what foods I should do. Oh, I'm glad, Stephanie. You are never alone. And then Tuesday is the last day of Livemas for Twin Flame Connections, and I want to do a reading for you guys where we ask Spirit about twin flames. And I'm thinking we can ask Spirit, like, are twin flames real? I think they're real, but let's just ask the cards and see what comes up. We're going to ask them about soulmates, like what's the purpose of soulmates? Does everyone have a soulmate or not? And what's the purposes of karmics through a collective reading? So what are the messages that Spirit wants us to know about these concepts, twin flames versus soulmates versus karmics? Oh, he's deep in REM right now, the puppy. So that is going to be the next few days of Livemas. Honestly, like Saturday's mukbang, I'm super excited for it. And then I think for Sunday's actually Christmas Eve, and I think my mom is making pasta, but later at night. So I might fast during the day so that I can eat a lot at night. But Christmas Eve is really important to my family, so it's a good thing we do these things in the morning for us. And then Christmas Day, I got you guys. We're going to finish watching episode 3. And I might do like a leftover, like Christmas Eve food leftover thing. I don't know, because I don't think anything will be open if I try to order it on Christmas Day. But that's that on that, you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And yeah, let me know what kind of foods you guys want me to do for the mukbangs, because I can also order them the day before and then I can just have them, you know, the day of. Or we can snack together. I love eating and watching things. I'm such a Taurus, I know. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's all I had to say. Thank you guys for spending this time with me. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, all of it. We're gonna see each other anyways. I'm gonna be on live, so you won't be alone. If you were feeling lonely, definitely tune in 12 p.m. Eastern time, and I gotta go, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.